Alright, so the purpose of this project was to create a model that uses Phong Illumination and demonstrate it with a variety of surfaces and shapes, as well as additional techniques. And because this is running on Linux, on the school computers, unfortunately I was not able to use a capture program. So here's the basic, just a flat texture with light reflecting off it. And the way this is working is when the screen's adjusted, my professor's program is running, and once it's released, I'm sending out raycasters with my program that I've coded. So here we have another just basic one. This is a PNG image being used, and it reflects off the ground using those raycasts. So for the demo shown before, that was just using the diffuse lighting as well as ambient and possibly emissive lighting. Moving forward, we're going to use specular as well as show hard shadows. So in this example, you can see the specular as that center orb. As well, it's being reflected from side to side. And I'm going to pause this frame. So the way this program works is every time the user clicks on a point, all of the rays being cast that involve that point are drawn. So the red lines represent a line from the eye to the point, and blue ones represent successfully reflected rays. Later on, I think we'll see yellow lines, which are ones that were not successfully reflected. And we'll go back to moving around. And here you can see the hard shadowing, which is being done comparing the angle on the side there with the light source. Alright, so now we're moving on to soft shadows. So as this runs, you can see that there is actually a bug in the program, and not all the areas are being properly illuminated. That's not exactly how the soft shadow should look, and that red triangle does have some dots in it. And later on you'll be able to see it to more of an extent. But just kind of explaining the setup we have here. The green square atop is actually area lighting that's pointed down at the other two surfaces, and then we have a red triangle in between and a green square at the bottom. So ideally, we should have soft shadows being cast from the red triangle onto the green square, and we're going to examine how that works in the next frame here. So when we pause it and shoot out the rays, you can see, so each point that has a ray sent to it from the eye is then sending out a bunch of rays towards the light source. And ideally it should be a nicer distribution, but right now it's just two for loops that are just spreading it out throughout the square. The program then compares what the distance is between the point and the light source and the point and the very first point that gets hit by that ray to determine whether or not it reaches the light source uninterrupted. And then it looks at all of them and calculates the fraction of which ones make it properly, meaning that's unobstructed. It then uses that to create a proportional amount of light. And just finally, you can see the yellow ray, which is being reflected, and trying to see if there's any other light coming from there. And as we let it run, you get a top-down view, and you can kind of see to a more extent the bug which is in the program. So that's it for the project I've created here. I've included the source code in this file. You'll probably have a difficult time getting it to run with OpenGL on your computer, but it's all in there if you'd like to look at the code. Unfortunately, it's a little bit messy. I was in a bit of a rush to complete it, but thanks for watching.